Praise God. John chapter 10. We're just going to highlight one verse today. John chapter 10, verse 10. Says this: the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Jesus said, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Since I only have one verse, I want to read it again. I want to make sure we all understand what God is going to say to us today. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. On the way to your seats, I just want you to find three people. I want you to look at them and say, neighbor, I've got options. I've got options. I've got options. It's going to sink in just a minute. I've got options. I know what the enemy has planned for me, but that's not my only option. I have options. I know what society is saying about me, but I have options. Will you just look at one more person and say, neighbor, I don't know what you've been going through, but I want you to know today that you still have options. If you believe that, come on and give God praise right where you are. Yes, God. Thank you. My brothers and sisters, oftentimes we look at this world and we look on the news and we see everything that is disparaging and discouraging as it relates to the city of Detroit. We look at this world, not just Detroit, but we're looking and we see that scholarships and grants are being cut down and young people are trying to go to college, but they can't really figure out how to get there because the government is going through what the government is going through and the city is going through what the city is going through. And financially, you're going through what you're going through. But I'm here to tell you today that I don't have a whole lot of intro for you today. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be cute. But all I have to tell you is that you have options. And I'm here to let you know today that your one option, whatever it is that you're going through right now, it is not your only option. I'm here to tell you prophetically today that the lid of limitation is being lifted off of you even right now. This word may not be for everybody, but it's for some of us that can say, I've been feeling stuck for a little while. I've been feeling boxed in for a little while. I've been feeling like I'm trying to go somewhere, but the door is not opening for me. But can I speak supernaturally in the lives of those of you that are here today to let you know that the door is opening for you right now? I don't know what it is that you've been trying to do, but I'm here to let you know that opportunities are about to fall in your lap. I'm here to tell you that doors are about to open, that the heavens are open right before us today, that you have options. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm so glad I got options. That no matter what I've been going through, no matter what I've been crying about, what I'm in right now is not the end for me. Look at somebody else and say, neighbor, I know your condition, but your condition is not your conclusion. In other words, it's not over just yet, but God has another move coming for you. There's a story of a young man who went with his school. He went with his school to a museum, and he went to the museum and he saw this art exhibit. The man saw an art exhibit and it really captivated his attention. What happens is he was looking at a game of chess that the person had painted, and the name of the picture was called Checkmate. The young man was looking at it, and he was looking at it, and soon thereafter his school ended up leaving him. They went on to see the rest of the exhibits, but he was still looking. He was still captivated by this picture. And then soon thereafter, the school, all of his students, all of his friends, all of his peers got on the bus, and when they did roll call, they realized that the young man was still inside the museum looking at this same art exhibit called Checkmate. And so the teacher went and began to scold the young man, and the man said, "Why are you still here? What is it about this picture?" And he said, "Mister, the name of this picture is called Checkmate." He said, "Yeah, what's the problem?" He said, "But I see another move." And I'm here to talk to somebody today that somebody looked at your life and said, checkmate. They thought you had tried everything that you could. They said checkmate. They thought you were finished. They looked at your finances and said checkmate. But I'm here to tell you that the king has one more move for you. Oh, I don't hear nobody talking in here. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's not over, because the king has one more move. Look at your neighbor and just encourage them for the next 30 seconds and say, neighbor, you're going to have to try again. I know you failed the first time, but try one more time, because the king has one more move for you. Find somebody that's sitting there quiet and they're sitting there discouraged, and let them know, neighbor, the king has one more move for you. I feel his power already. Y'all gonna have to help me today. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's not over. The king has one more move. I need to let you know today that limitations are being lifted as we speak right now. I don't know what it is, but I'm here to tell you that promotion is coming from every which way. I'm here to tell you that you cannot, with the favor of God that is on this church right now, you can't be connected and stay where you are. So at some point, you got to learn how to ride the wave. I'm talking to somebody in here that can say, I may not have it all together, but I'm just riding the wave with Second Ebenezer. That's why I come to church every Sunday. That's why I tithe the way that I do. That's why I sow the way that I do, because when God blesses Second Eb, he's got to bless me. I wish I could find somebody that'll say, just ride the wave, baby. Just ride the wave. I know you don't know where you're going, but just ride the wave. I feel the presence of God in here. I'm here to let you know that you've got options. I need you to understand that a person that has options, they tend to become very selective. Oh, y'all don't want to hear this part, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you have options, you become very selective. In other words, in this season, you just can't do everything you used to do. It may be one of your options, but look at somebody and say, I got another option. It's time for us to get selective. You can't talk to everybody that you used to talk to. You can't go to every place that you used to go. You can't say whatever you want to say. You got to be selective with even what you speak, because you got options. When you become selective, you don't just put up with the stuff you used to put up with. Oh, I don't hear nobody talking to me now. I said, when you have options, you don't just stick in a relationship just because you don't want to be alone. I thought I might throw it in there because Valentine's Day was just a couple weeks ago. And I'm talking to somebody in here that just put your head down because you went on that date not because he was deserving of you, but because you didn't want to stay in the house all by yourself. But I'm here to tell you, I'd rather be by myself and happy than to be with somebody else and be miserable. Look at somebody and say, I can do bad all by myself. I got options. I got options. Somebody's going to start deleting numbers in your phone when you realize that God said, I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. You ain't never by yourself, baby. You got options. I've got options. I've got options. Be careful how you approach a person with options. Because a person with options knows how to pass on the stuff that ain't deserving of their time. You know what? I want to just go on and decree an I'll pass spirit in here. You're going to have to learn how to tell some of your friends, I'll pass on that. You're going to have to learn how to tell some of your folks on Instagram, I'll pass. You're going to have to learn how to pass up some stuff because you have a greater option. I've got options. I got to get to my text. The Bible says the thief comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I only have one verse, so I got to cut it up if y'all will allow me just for a few moments. We got to stop and talk about the thief just for a moment. See, if you read the entire verses 1 through 9, when Jesus talks about Satan, he talks about a thief and a robber. But then when he gets to verse 10, he tends to zero in on just the thief. But I got to try to figure out what's the difference between a thief and a robber. I heard Bishop Van preach this when I was a little boy, and let me tell you, before you start hating, it's all right to copycat as long as you know which cat to copy. I figured out that that's my cat right there. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you just need to know which cat to copy. The text says, y'all sit down, come on. The text says the thief comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I need to talk and we need to figure out what's the difference between a thief and a robber. Let's talk about a robber just for a few moments. You got to understand that a robber is confident in what he does. A robber is bold in what he does. A robber will rob you in broad daylight because he already came. He's not going to beat around the bush with you. He's going to do what he came to do. Some of us may know some robbers, but we really call them friends. And let me talk to you about that just for a moment, because you knew what the Negro was about when you started dating him. He didn't play no games with you. He didn't act like he was going to treat you right in the beginning. Some of us know what it's like to be connected to a robber, but then let's talk about a thief. A thief and a robber, they have the same motive, but two different approaches. They have the same motive. They both want to take something from you unlawfully. They both want to take something from you that they're never supposed to get. But a thief is different in his approach in that a thief would rather rob you at night. He'd rather rob you when nobody else is looking. He'd rather catch you off guard. Is there somebody in here that can say, I got some friends that I now need to labelize as a thief? Because had I known what they were about in the beginning, I never would have gave them the time of day. A thief is somebody that will catch you off guard. They want to try to attack you at night when you're not looking, because they understand that if they approach you head on, you may fight back. Can I tell you something? That the enemy is a thief today, because he understands that with the favor and the grace of God that's on Second Ebenezer, if he comes head on, you're going to fight him back. And when you fight, you're going to win. But can I tell you, he is not going to try to approach you dead on this time. He's going to try to sneak around. He's a coward. Since he can't approach you, he's going to approach your children. Since he can't approach you, he's going to try to approach your boss. Since he can't approach you, he's going to try to approach the folk that are around you, because he understands that you're too strong right now and you have the ability to fight back. But can I tell you that somebody in here just realized, I got some thieves hanging around me, but I'm not going to let them steal my joy. I'm not going to let them steal my peace of mind. I'm not going to let them steal what God has in store for me. A songwriter said it like this: what God has for me, it is for me. A thief comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. When Satan comes on the scene, he comes with a plan. I need to stop right there because if you look at the text, the Bible clearly states the plan of the enemy. If you keep reading the verse, the Bible clearly also states the plan of Jesus for your life. So if Satan can come with a plan and Jesus can come with a plan, then why don't we have a plan? So can I ask you this morning, this Education Sunday, so I got to teach just for a few moments, what's your plan? I just got to ask you because listen, some people think it's good enough just to show up. Some people came to church today and you think you deserve kudos just because you're sitting in a seat in church on your off day. But I'm here to tell you, what did you plan to get out of service today? What did you come to get out of this worship opportunity? Did you just come to come? Maybe that's why when you leave every Sunday, you leave the same way you came because you did not come with a plan.